Well, welcome along everybody to the opening race of Season 3 in the GT Challenger Series. And I'm dreading this one. I really am dreading this one. Obviously, we found out right at the end of last episode that Vosu has got a fever. And we don't have a reserve driver in place. So, I was just taking a look. You can see our reserve driver here. It's truly awful. As you would expect from a rolling reserve driver. And Vosu, pretty terrible. But he's still going to be better than Klav's Cobber Up, which is a great name, by the way. His cornering's a bit worrying for Vosu at 0. Focus of 0. So I really didn't think we'd be saying this, but Bao Tang, who everyone agreed is an awful driver, is going to be our best hope, I think, in this opening race. It's really not good news, is it? And considering how many points we normally get in the opening races of these series, this could be a huge error and a huge blow to our championship. But we're going to give it our best shot. You never know. In this game, you never know. So we're going to go for 12 or above, because I don't have much targets for this race, to be honest. And we're still losing a little bit of money per race, which is a problem. But it's nothing like the million plus that we were losing at the beginning of last season. So we've made progress, and hopefully with sponsors we can recover that at some point. But let's just take a look at the car then. I don't think we've just been concentrating on reliability at the moment. Both drivers are fairly happy with their cars. They're both number 2s anyway. I could give Tang the better car, which is probably a good idea. So if we switch these around, switch those around, switch those around, spoilers of the spec parts, and switch those around. So Vosu's pretty unhappy, but his illness is probably more worrying to him at this point. So we may as well give Tang the better car and see what he can do. It's certainly big pressure on the man's shoulders, considering. But, right, I'm going to get practice done, and we shall be back for what is sure to be an incredibly disappointing opening qualifying. Okay, so we're out for qualifying then. Practice went okay. 94% for Vosu, 96% for Tang. Took us a while to get those set up, so we didn't get much practice in. The biggest boost we've got is 5% to both race trim and ultra soft tyres. Not expecting too much. It will be interesting to see if these guys can get off the back of the field, considering how bad Vosu's going to be this weekend with the negatives that he's got from his fever, and considering Tang is not the best driver in the world by a long shot. We'll see. If we can get off that back row, I'll be fairly happy that our car is at least at a level that it was last year. But of course, we don't know. We don't know yet. It's a brand new car, essentially, although it's just basically taking the best parts from last year and the choices we made at the beginning. And we have geared this car towards improvability rather than outright pace from the beginning. So, again, just trying to get off the back of the grid will be a good result in my book. So, Vosu crossed the line with a 119.5. Tang coming across the line now does a 119.0. I'd be pretty disappointed with Tang if he can't beat Vosu with a better car and with Vosu obviously with his fever. But the disappointing news is that we're a long way off the front of the grid at the moment. So, as expected, it's going to be a difficult weekend, I'm sure. Reliability will come into play. Whether our two drivers are quick enough, even with reliability issues, to score some points is going to be another matter entirely. But we shall wait a little bit longer for the track to grip up, and hopefully we can improve a little bit. Tang only a couple attempts off Farah there. If you could pip him, it would be a nice little boost in the garage, but let's be honest, this is a pretty demoralising start for all the team for Season 3 at the moment. And they must be wondering what the heck their manager is playing at, giving them a driver that's basically, you know, he's got a fever, he's throwing up in between laps. He really doesn't want to be here. And Tang, who's just bringing some money, but is clearly not up to the standards of Dreyfus, who we let go. So I've just missed the chance to go out again because I'm an idiot. So we will not be getting out of Q1. So that's going to be it. We're 2.5 seconds and 3 seconds off the pace. That's pretty stupid. Oh well. I don't think we could have gone any further forward. We may have been able to pit Farah, but Silviera and Minzy, look at that gap. It's almost a second from Tang and well over a second from Vossi. So it's a pretty difficult start, let's be honest. And hopefully we can have a better race than that. Because this is not the start we wanted. And we need to try and get some points in the opening race if we can. So we will go through Q2 and Q3 and I will join you for the race. So as I said, not much gained from practice, so we're not going to have much here. Obviously Vosu has got his help from last year, but I think I'm still going to go with Ultra and Race Trim. I haven't actually checked. I don't think the refueling rules have changed. No, so we can't refuel. So that pit stop guru, there's no point putting that on. And then Bao Tang, we will go with Ultra Soft and Race Trim because he's still got to create that relationship with his engineer before we get any bonuses. Now, I think we might go with Super Softs on Vosu's car. He's going to be incredibly slow in this race. And, excuse me, a little bit of gas needed to escape. It's the politest way you've ever said. I just burped. So, yeah, I think we'll put Super Softs on Vosu. I'm really not expecting anything from him this race. So we'll just let him trail around at the back, probably. Just looking after the car, hoping he can pick up a few positions due to reliability. Bao Tang, we will go aggressive and see what he can do. See what he's made of. So we're going to go neutral medium with Vosu and just look after the car from the beginning. We will go push and high with Bao Tang for the first couple of laps and see if we can gain some positions. Might just have been a bad qualifying, you never know. We might be able to get a few positions and race with those ahead of us. But we're underway then for Season 3. It's a pretty bad start for Vosu, but then we have asked him to hold station pretty much. Tang trying to make a move down into Turn 1. Can't manage it. And I've got a feeling I know where this race is going. So I'm just going to speed it up a bit. Tang tries to make a move on Farah. He's getting out-dragged down the long straight into the chicane though. And he will stay in 19th place. Just get a quick overview of our parts reliability. So most of them are around about 60 on both cars. So we're going to have to look after them if we were going to want to see the checkered flag without any repairs being made. So we will go back to normal and medium with Tang. Struggling a little bit to get tyre temperature in. So I think I will go to push on both cars. Well, no, just push with Vosu. Tang, those Ultra Softs just about staying in the working range, and we don't really want to work the car too hard. And it's very much as we thought. It's going to be down to AI reliability if we're going to get any points in this race. The car does seem to have moved backwards. I don't know until we get Vosu back to full fitness, because Vosu was generally a couple of attempts behind Dreyfus on average last year. And Tang is clearly going to be worse than Vosu. So if Tang is just about holding on to the back of the field, Vosu in full fitness should be able to race with them. So I don't think our car has moved backwards at all. It's just our two drivers are proving that this is going to be an incredibly tough race for both of them. I mean, Vosu, we've fitted a sick bag. He's got a little dispenser that lets out painkillers. You know, he's really struggling. He's got his helmet's full of water. Was iced water, but it's now lukewarm water. But every little helps, hey? And hopefully, and then during the pit stops, we'll just spray some of that lovely cold ice on him. To try and cool him down. But basically, he doesn't want to be here this weekend. I don't blame him. But we've got no other choice. Right, one car in the pits. One car is out already. Tyres looking okay at the moment. Yeah, if it stays dry for the whole race, which I presume it will, it looks like a two-stop race. Vosu should hopefully be able to stay out a bit longer. We'll see how far Tang can push these Ultra Softs, and then that will determine what tyres we put on for the rest of the race. Some more cars coming in the pits now for repairs. So reliability already proving an issue for some of the AI. As for us, not much has dropped. 49% on that gearbox for Vosu is our lowest between the two cars. So Okimoto's lost a lot of time. The other guys don't seem to have lost too much time with that pit stop, so they can't have been major repairs. But we've just got to keep the cars together, keep our cool here, and you never know, we might pick up some points. A few more cars coming into the pits promotes our two drivers to 12th and 13th. Nobody seeming to take lengthy repair stops there either. So we're going to need something to happen, or do one less stop, which I don't think we're going to be able to do. Tang going to use his charge now, and he's going to do one more lap and use Vosu's as well, just because it's 100%. We're losing time by not using it really. That charge from Tang's actually made him go on the offensive, and he's up to 9th place. Don't think he's going to stay there for too long. Right, let's pit him on this lap. We're going to put on these super softs, and if we want to make this a 2-stop race, I think we'll have to use super softs till the end of the race. No rain on the way. Not going to recharge because we know what happens with that, and we'll try a balanced pit stop. Everything on his car looks okay. Everything's still above 50% apart from the suspension. Same with Vosu, it's dropped to 41%, but bearing in mind it started at 60. It's going to make it pretty to the wire, whether we make it to the end without any repairs. Anyway, Tang in the pits now. Doesn't exit in last. That is surprising. That's also good news. I'm going to stop pushing with Vosu like we should have done a long time ago. And that's really destroyed his tyres. But he's up to 11th at the moment. But of course hasn't pitted just yet. Some of the drivers that have gone on to the Ultra Softs may well have to do 3 stops this afternoon. So we're not completely out of position, as Tang comes under pressure now from Okimoto. Vosu's tyres holding up very well, so I think we can probably go another lap or 2. The further we can go into this race, the more chance we've got of making it an easy 2-stop in comparison to the AI, who may well have to do 3. And there's not many repairs being made to the AI at the moment, so a different strategy might be the only thing we can hang on to at this point. Right, Vossi's going to have to come in this time round. We'll put on the super softs again. That gearbox is a little worrying, but we're going to leave it because we're going to have to risk it this race. I'm just going to use this charge. Why not? Same with Tang. It's as good a time as any. And yeah, I'm a little worried about repairs. The thing is, we need to see what the AI are going to do. If we suddenly get a bunch of positions late in the race, or before our final pit stop, because of AI repairs, then we've really got to risk it. If it doesn't look like that's going to happen, I'm still not bothered because we're not going to get any points anyway. So let's just see what happens, shall we? 12 or above would be our sponsor objectives. That's much needed money. But again, we're going to be struggling to do that. Tang is in 17th, Vosu in 19th. And the field are just pulling away from us at this point, really. And it's a bit of an embarrassing race. Very surprised there doesn't seem to be any reliability issues for the AI. Sure, we've been slow this race, but not slow enough that some lengthy repairs from the AI would have affected them in comparison to us. We've made one stop like everybody else and we're still racing them. So the AI seems to have the AI, the reliability fixed, although there's a couple of repairs being done in the pits now. And we're going to gain quite a few positions on those guys that have just pitted. But most of them making their first stop. So looks like we're going to have to do a 2-stop to fight these guys. Mickelson there looks like he's doing a 3-stop. but they're going to be coming back through the field very quickly on fresh ultra softs. Tang will have to do one more stop onto the super softs. Vosu, hopefully we can go far enough, lap sort of 21, 22, to be able to put the ultra softs back on. So Tang's starting to complain about its suspension, which is down to 26. Vosu gearbox, which is down to 29. Again, I think we may as well risk it at this point, because we're still nowhere near high enough for points. I can't remember what point system we're running this year. It's top 5 this year, which is going to make it incredibly difficult. Tang is defending, to his credit, is defending valiantly there, and I'm going to use his boost out of here to see if he can help defend, maybe even get these positions back down the main straight, and he does. Good lad. Showing some fight in him. He may be terrible, but he's got some fight, and that's exactly what we want to see. He's fending off people that have got much fresher tyres here, so this is all to his credit. He's up to 10th then. A few lengthy pit stops going on now. De Wolf still in the pits. Yeah, so we might gain a few positions here. So I think we've got to hold on with the reliability. Vosu, now I'm going to use his boost, because we may as well. It's getting close to full. Tang, I'm going to use that boost again. Can he just keep that 10th, Tang? You're doing an incredible job. There is a swarm of cars behind him. And he's up to 8th now, as some cars make their second stop. Anybody stopping now, if they put super softs on, they should just about get to the end. But there's always a chance they'll make one more stop. So let's have another look at reliability. 25, 29, 20 for the gearbox on Vosu. That's starting to get very worrying on his car with 10 laps to go. So we might have to make some repairs, even though we didn't want to. Lots of AI repairs are going on now, so we shall see what happens. Tang, I think we'll go one more lap, and then he can make his stop, and then we'll make the decision on whether we risk it or whether we make those repairs. He is going to get some more pace if we make those repairs. Whether that pace is going to be enough to offset the huge amount of time he's going to lose. So we're going to put on another set of super softs. I think it's just a little bit too far on the ultra softs, so I prefer him to be able to push till the end. So it would cost him 8 seconds on the suspension, 16 seconds on the gearbox, 9 laps to go. We are going to risk it. Are we? That seems like a silly choice. How long is it going to take? 32 seconds. We cannot risk that. Do we just repair just the suspension? How much lap time is that going to give us back? What's the difference? He'll exit 14th. He won't exit 14th. That's bollocks. I hate this. This is completely wrong. Look at the gap there between 9th and 14th. That's about 7 or 8 seconds. Pit stop time 7 seconds. I reckon it does this, by the way. Just going off completely on a tangent. I reckon it takes this estimation as to where you'll exit. It doesn't take the pit lane time into consideration. Because there is no way he would exit in 14th. And doing that, if he'll exit 17th, no he won't, he'll be at the back. Right, we're going to risk it. It's top 5 we've got to try and get to. Anything else is going to be useless this early in the season. You might say, well, what if we finish level 1 points? A top 10 finish might come into use. True, but I've got a feeling everybody's going to score at least 1 point at some point this season. So we've just got to see what we can do. That suspension. You know what? I'm going to repair that suspension because it's already gone to red. It's risky, but let's just see if we can get him to the finish. You never know. Yep, Vosu will fix your gearbox as well. We'll bend. We haven't got the pace to get points today anyway. Top 5 is so far away. Tang still waiting in the pits. He's back out. It's a good stop. And he's going to come back out in 16th, so he's not last. I'm looking for any kind of silver lining here. Vosu, should we just bring him in now? Those ultra softs will easily get to the end. If we're going to make a repair, we may as well pit him early so he gets the maximum use of those ultra softs. So he's going to come in, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Use Tang's boost now, just because there's another car in the pits. So he's going to go up to 14th. Vosu still waiting for that gearbox to be repaired, and that's going to mean that he exits at the rear of the field. Use his boost just to give him a little boost out of the pits. And we'll see. We'll see if anybody else pits. We'll see if there's any more repairs to be done. Vosu asking for his engine to be turned up. I don't really have a problem with that. Tang, I'd be worried about that gearbox to turn him up at all. So we'll just let him pot around. He's now gone up to 13th. Picked up another position. Man, top 5. I honestly don't know how we're going to score any points this season if we can't do it in the opening race with reliability. Do we have any hope? We scored a lot of points last year, and that was top 6. So there is hope. We've got a lot we need to do to the car. We can improve quite a bit in the early parts of the season, I'm sure. And I think once Vosu is back up, you know, Tang's not disgraced himself here. 12th place is not a bad result at all. And you never know, he might even pick up a couple more positions towards the end of the race. He might pick up 11th here, and he's going to. So some of the AI are making late stops here for reliability. And Vosu actually even picks up a place. He's got 2 places now. He's up 16th. He's having a bell. He's having a bowl with his snotty nose and red hot temple. But yeah, if Vosu should be able to outperform Tang. If we concentrate on reliability for the next few races as we normally do, we might stand a chance for some points. But performance is what we're going to have to work on if we want them regularly. Top 5 is going to be so difficult. It really is. Right. Gearbox issues for Tang. That's not what I wanted to see. 2.5 laps to go. Brakes and suspension problem for Vosu. We're just going to have to push it and see what happens. I'm going to turn back down to medium for Vosu. Just try and ease up. Yep, just really shut up. Can I just turn that radio off? Because I'm really not interested at this point, Vosu. I'm afraid. It's been a very disappointing race. And you moaning about the suspension and brakes. They're still there, aren't they? You're still driving. They'll be fine. Tang is coming under pressure now from Channon, who's lapping around about a second quicker. We will try and use that boost to defend and just get a little gap on him. See what that does. We'll just use Vosu's at the same time, because why not? Yeah, I can't see any more positions to be gained here, as we're actually on the final lap. So Tang should be able to hold on to 10th. Vosu is going to be second to last of the runners in 17th. I'm going to turn that fuel up, just see if he maybe gets a position on the final lap. We'll use the boost for Tang just to secure that 10th place as he crosses the line. Vosu will come round in 17th. Tang pretty happy with 10th. And in normal conditions, I would be pretty happy with that. Opening race of the season, we always get such a good result. This is a very disappointing start. I have hope though. Tang finished 10th and he's a pretty awful driver. Vosu should be able to improve on that generally. So once he's back to full fitness, which will be next race, we should be in business. It's going to take 5 cars to put some bad parts on the car to improve on 10th, and they haven't. There's the top 5 with points. There's one driver penalty for Parsonan. Not really relevant. Vosu finishes 17th. It's not brilliant, but this is what we're going to see. Look, from 5th to 10th, don't have a point. One race could swing a season with the way it is. So we've got to keep our heads up. Vosu should be back to full fitness next time out. We'll continue to increase the reliability for his full strength return, and then hopefully we can play our usual trick of not making any repairs. I don't know that we would have gained any more places this race by doing that, but we shall have to see. Vosu improves a little bit then as a driver. Baotang, no improvement to be made. He's as good as he's ever going to be, which is not good news. And that's going to be it. We lose 172,000, even though we got that 10th place. That's because we didn't achieve the qualifying goal. So that's where we're losing that other bit of money. It's not a huge amount. That's the money in from the drivers. So, Vosu's personality trait. What personality trait is giving him a bonus of 202,000? Oh, he's a paid driver as well, isn't he, you pillock? So our drivers are actually plus 114,000. Just need to increase our sponsors, I guess. And I think that's where we're going to make big gains. New engine is built, so we can have that ready for next time out. I'm just going to take a quick look. So we got 3 slots available. So this is where the money's going to come in. We're at 4 stars at the moment. So this is where we can turn things around. So we will concentrate on that next episode. I think this was a necessary pain. This is going to be a building season for the car, not the drivers. We may even, if we get into a good enough position, replace both drivers next year anyway. So we just need to get through this pain, the opening few races. Then the money should start coming in. And then we can really work on improving this car as much as possible. But as always, do keep your help and advice coming in the comments. I know it's going to be a lot of what we told you so about Tang. There was from the first episode when we hired him. But I don't think he disgraced himself today. And if we get the car to a place, I'm sure he can challenge for some points towards the end of the season, maybe. So, yeah, do keep that help and advice coming. This should be fairly back, sort of regularly to about a weekly series now, along with the single-seater playthrough, as I try and keep the F1 2017 content coming. If you haven't checked that out, do go and check out my Force India career mode. That the 3rd episode should be out at some point tomorrow, which is Sunday. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget that subscribe button to keep up to date with lots more Motorsport Manager and F1 2017. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.